In this interview, we continue our focus on the Arizona Minority Bar Association, commonly known as AMBA, and its ongoing role in supporting minority attorneys and strengthening Arizona's legal profession. We're pleased to be joined by Matthew Scarber, the current president of AMBA and a leader deeply involved in the organization's modern growth, priorities, and direction. Matthew brings valuable insight into how AMBA has evolved over the years, its current mission and values, and how the organization continues to serve both its members and the broader community. Matthew, thank you for joining us today and for sharing your perspective on AMBA's present and future.
No problem at all. Anything to help and provide more awareness about the organization.
Let's start with a little bit about yourself. Could you briefly introduce yourself and share your background in the legal profession?
My name is Matthew Scarber. I am a Tucson native, but I graduated from the University of Arizona and I ended up going to Kansas to the University Kansas School of Law, where I got my JD, and then I came back because cold was a little much for me. I'm a desert dweller through and through. So I returned and I currently practice in probate and estate planning.
Now, Matthew, for those who are not familiar with the organization, how would you describe AMBA?
I'd say AMBA is kind of like an organization that kind of provides community to a number of attorneys. It provides mentorship a lot, specifically in like Southern Arizona. I know there are a lot of organizations in Phoenix and the like, and some of them do have chapters out in Tucson, but AMBA is more of an organization that grew from Tucson, and we've kind of grown out that way. So a lot of the work that we do is it kind of starts in Tucson and Pima County, and it kind of grows that way.
Who would you say makes up AMBA's membership, and who does AMBA represent in the present day?
I'd say AMBA's membership comprises of many people from many backgrounds, people who identify as Black, African American, Latinx, Hispanic, Asian, Pacific Islander, Native. Well, we are open to an organization that's open to pretty much anyone of varying backgrounds. Our goal mainly is to make sure that essentially our legal community matches what the community we serve is. So we welcome most people, I mean, actually all people pretty much. And our goal is ultimately just to make sure that we provide opportunities to those who have traditionally or historically not been provided opportunities or resources to make it to this level, because there are a lot of hurdles that we all face as we go through law school or try to make it to that level.
What is the current mission of the organization?
Our mission statement is that Arizona Minority Bar Association was developed to further the interest, education, and advancement of racial and ethnic minorities in loss-related areas, and to advance the awareness and availability of legal services, specifically targeting racial and ethnic minorities and legal issues that impact such communities.
What would you say are the core values that guide AMBA's work today?
I think definitely the main one involves providing the scholarship. That's kind of the number one, is providing the scholarship and financial support to the students so that they can make it through law school. I would say after that, increasing and trying to make available resources to allow the enrollment and retention of these students to continue. And I think after that, trying to get professional development in for, especially for those law students who graduate and want it to develop and learn more about obviously their profession and improve their practice. And then I think providing pro bono work is important also in the community, so that we can continue to represent and assist those in our community that look like us,
with AMBA, what types of programs or initiatives does AMBA currently offer to its members, and how does AMBA get involved in the community today?
We have a number of programs, and we're trying a lot of different things to try to continue to both be involved in the legal community and to be involved with the law schools. So one of the obviously the main event that we do is the banquet, and we put that on so that we can raise money for the law students. We also take donations towards that effort too, because all the money that we ultimately gain from that banquet, we put back into the scholarships that we send out every year to students. I would say that we also do a lot of mentorship, like I mentioned before. We're trying to kind of find ways to help the law students. We have a writing program that essentially pairs up minority students who apply to firms so that they can learn kind of what's expected out of a lawyer, and kind of provide them with just the environment for a law firm, and legal writing, and just being in an office. We also do a few social events so that we can connect with our members and to law students. Oh, we also do CLEs. We try to offer free CLEs to our members. So we do look for varying topics that may be interesting to our members to provide to them so that they can also get some continuing legal education. We're also working on kind of a database of our members for networking purposes, like people who may be looking for attorneys that need, or people like we have clients that may have other issues that we don't actually cover personally. Like if I have a client that has a personal injury situation, I would try to look into our resources and our member base to try to find a member that works in that area of law to kind of point a client in that direction. To summarize it, I think that our organization is really committed to trying to essentially make the ideals of, I'd say America or Arizona, just trying to make sure it realizes those values of equality for everybody, regardless of their background, where they come from, what their race is, what their ethnicity is. I think it's really important that we continue to fight to make sure everybody is given a voice, everyone is given an opportunity, and everyone is provided with somebody that understands or can relate to the situations that they may face. And I think that's the thing that AMBA is ultimately trying to accomplish, is to make certain that we have attorneys that are in this community that represent the ethnic and racial makeup of Tucson, of Arizona, of America, and make sure that the community receives adequate representation from professionals. And I think that's what I believe AMBA's goal and mission ultimately is. It's to bring that equality to everybody, regardless of their background, the resources that they have, and giving them a fighting chance in the legal community so that justice can be served and it can be equitable, not just for somebody who has the resources, but for everybody. Everyone gets the same fair shot.
What should lawyers, especially young or newly admitted attorneys, get involved with AMBA?
I think they should get involved with it because it's a great organization, and both for career development, networking. I went through AMBA and I was able to meet many judges, many professionals in the community. I travel around the state. I've learned a lot about Arizona and Arizona's legal communities. And I think that it's a great community of lawyers out here in Pima County, and we're close knit. We want to make sure that the attorneys here succeed, that they know how to be professional, and that they can be helpful to one another, and helpful to the community. Because ultimately, our job is we're officers of the court, and we want to make sure that justice and the law is administered appropriately, and that everyone gets their fair shake at the system. So I think that it's a good opportunity to kind of meet a lot of people who have those experiences, to share and mentor others. Um, I know I've learned a lot being in the organization, and I've been practicing for almost 10 years. I started at the very beginning, and I don't think that I would have been able to learn so much and meet so many people had I not joined AMBA at the beginning of my journey.